Hello and welcome to Magical Marker, a game of Dungeons and Dragons and Drawings. We're a bunch of cartoonists and illustrators who won't just be won't just be playing the game, but will be drawing and doodling what happens along the way. It's a PG-13 story of teens and tweens on their first big adventure on their own. Let's introduce Boya.
Hello, I am Boya. I play Bug. He is a bugbear warlock, and he's 12 years old. And he travels with a box named Boxy, and they're both alien oozes.
And Priscilla.
Hi, my name is Priscilla, and I play the 17-year-old half-elf bard Isburiel, who is a bit of a twit and very into fashion. He would have fit wonderfully into the Met Gala this week.
What would Isburiel have worn to the Met Gala if the topic was the Vasilic Kingdom? Because it was America, right? This time?
I'd probably try to do something that's like a very fashionable, high-end hag outfit. So like nature-oriented, and very traily and veily. But, high-end.
I get so for the rivals of the Vasilic Kingdom, you would show up in the rivals' clothing. That's pretty interesting.
He will stir up some trouble.
All right. Caitlin.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I play Zip, who is a drow fighter, and she's 16 years old.
And Matt.
Hi, I'm Matt. I play Swell, who is a 15-year-old Water Ganassi cleric who worships the Tempest
And
goddess.
I'm your Dungeon Mancer, Brian, and I'm going to be running all the NPCs, including Mog, who is Zip's gung-ho orc fighter sister. Last week, you kids were still in Cloudkiss, Bug's hometown. During the festival of Orange Sunshield, you were stalking criminals in the industrial area that had been closed down for the holiday. You saw your quarry had snuck into another foundry, and you accosted their lookouts into unconsciousness. But not before they bragged that there would be repercussions for you. They suggested that the globe-spanning criminal organization, The Key, would get you. With the guards inside alerted, you kids attacked the outside sneaksters. You caught 3 of the 4 criminals while a kobold slipped away from the rooftop. After being interrogated by the Bronze Griffins, you were let go with a couple of hours to enjoy the fair. You rode the Ferris wheel and roller coaster, both created by Bug's mentor, and then headed back to his home to rest. Along the way, you bumped into that mentor Zunk's old sage pal Boopy, the hype beast oldster who was going out and partying more. You made plans to meet up with him in the afternoon and went back to the lab. Isburiel snuck out to dance some more, but you all met up for a late breakfast, where you saw that your severed hand companion Sutran had made herself a metal body that could cast spells and perhaps allow her to reunite with her other hand to regain her other memories. Bug wanted her to stay, but the rest of you knew it was time for her to go. She promised to message you daily. With your goodbyes said, she casts a teleport spell and disappears in a swirl of light, leaving you to face the day as you choose.
Ooh,
All right.
let's go see.
Is there a good place to get brunch around here? That's Mog.
Oh wait, do we want to meet up with that that one old guy who is
Boopy.
Boopy?
Boopy. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys also still haven't really fully explored this house. I thought there was some other information you might have wanted to get from it, so you could do that before you met Boopy, or you could go to find Boopy now. I don't even remember what you guys were looking for. I just wanted to remind you that other than the workshop area, which Sutran has taken from a very organized, neatly, everything put away, to slightly disorganized, a bit of a mess in order to make her metal body.
I think we were just wondering if the orange hair guy broke in, but he didn't. So I don't know, maybe before we leave we could get some gear. I don't know if we need anything, but otherwise I assume we don't. There's
You know
no-
what? If you want some gear, you know that there is like a stash of potions that you could go and you could raid.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah.
And there are some experimental wands that he's also developed that may or may not work. Sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. So
Well-
that's the drawer of, failed experiments. But if you're like, this could be fun, you're welcome to go and take some wands from the failed experiment drawer.
Okay. Well, Bug loves interesting ones. So he's gonna, I guess, check it out before they head out and do anything.
All right, I'm going to draw you up some wands. There's one that looks like a key with a crown on it. And it's going to be one that, let's say, is a fairly straight piece of wood with a butterfly on the end. And what else should we give you? Let's say a bone that has a jewel in the end of it.
Interesting. So how did it work? Like, do I pick one and then, or like, does it take some time for me to figure out what it does?
You know what they do,
Oh,
and you know what they're supposed to do. What they were supposed to do. The one with the key and the crown is supposed to unlock things that are locked. So it would cast the knock spell. And also is able to detect traps.
wow, that's pretty useful. Okay. Yeah,
Huh.
but
And
That's
the
handy.
butterfly wand casts a spell. It only has one. You only can use one charge a day, which is one of the downsides of it. Tasha's uncontrollable, hideous laughter.
cast what?
Tasha's uncontrollable, hideous laughter.
Oh, this last week.
That like a souped up version of hideous laughter? Or is it? Are you?
I thought it was always called Tasha's uncontrollable, hideous laughter. That must be an 5 or like a 3E name for it or something.
Maybe. The one I'm familiar with just doesn't have uncontrollable. That's all.
Okay. Yeah,
I
I
was
think
like,
that's
uncontrollable sounds like it's more intense. than
Yeah, wait,
hideous.
is it the same as that's the spell? Because I think
Yeah.
I too have that spell.
yeah, it's that.
Okay.
It's the same thing as that spell.
Okay.
And the gem wand one casts revivify.
Wait,
So,
do you still need the diamond for it?
Well, it has a diamond wedged in it. So it'll be interesting to see whether the diamond disappears after you cast it.
it casts what?
A spell called Revivify, which will allow you to bring back to life somebody who has died within the last, I think it's 10 minutes? Something like that. You can check the spell to be, if you want to be more precise, but it's
So-
Minute.
1 minute? Okay.
That's pretty useful.
However, they don't always work.
Well, they're already dead, so what?
It's true.
These-
Worst case outcome, they're still dead.
all right. Well, we'll just take all of it, right?
Sure. And you can give yourselves, or Bug, you can have 4 potions of healing and 2 potions of greater healing.
Okay. Well, do you guys want one of these?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll take
Yeah.
the bones one, and
I'll
you guys
take one.
can have the. Wait. The
Well, who is likeliest to not die? They should probably have the wand to bring people back. I don't know what my voice is right now.
Oh, the diamond one. Died, so I'll take that one.
That's true. You are good.
That's true. I guess if I do die, I won't be able to use it. Wait, what was the first one? I forgot immediately.
It is one that casts knock and find traps.
Oh, the trap one. Oh, that's. Here, Boreal, you can have the lock. You always unlock things. And
Well, in
Swell,
that case, should it be given to someone who cannot unlock things?
but sometimes, you don't always. Wait, is that? Do you always? I guess. I mean, we don't.
I mean, no, I don't always succeed in that, but I
Yeah, we
at least have the capability, as opposed to any of the rest of you.
It's true. Yeah. Well, when you unlock it, you can use this one. Here, I give it.
Take the butterfly one. It seems the most beautifully
want-
made of these.
You want the butterfly one?
Yes.
I thought you already know the hideous laughter spell. Do you
No,
not?
but it's funny.
Okay, sure. You can have the butterfly one. You just have 2 chances every day, or you just have you can use that one to cast and your own.
I don't have it.
Oh, you don't have
I did
it.
not know the spell. No.
Oh, okay. I get mixed up. All the spells.
Priscilla, the player, was familiar with it.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yes. Because you have one that mocks people, but I get mixed up because you.
Yes, they don't typically laugh at themselves. I'm usually the one doing the laughing.
Okay, that's perfect for you then. All right.
You can mock them and then make them laugh at the mock.
Perfect.
Back to back, double whammy. Okay, Swell, here your Zip can have the lock, the key.
You like to open things as well, so you take it.
Oh. Okay. Yeah,
Nice.
I'll add it to my pack.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys want to look for anything?
In the potion drawer, there's also a potion of spider climbing and a potion of. Let's give you an invisibility.
Are there any cool knives or anything?
It depends on what you mean by cool.
Cool and useful.
There's scalpel-like knives. So if you want to do some very precise, sharp cutting, then yes.
Oh, by the way,
Take a potion.
I'll give each one of you. We can each all have a potion of healing.
Yeah.
So you can add.
I think greater healing should probably go to Zip because
Awesome.
she gets beat up a lot.
Hey.
A lot.
Hey.
Wait, are they all?
That's my sister you're talking about.
I'll make an omelet without cracking some eggs.
That's
I
true.
mean, I'm saying true things about your sister.
It's true, I do get beat up a lot.
Yeah. I mean, last night, for example.
Precisely. Isburiel will take one of the regular healing ones.
Well, it turns
Oh,
out
you
I've
just,
already
like,
got 4 potions of
hoarding
healing.
Hoarding all the healing.
What are you doing with them all?
Nobody else can heal. Only I can heal. I'm the cleric. I get the healing spells and the potions. That
No,
sounds
I
about
already
right.
had them in my inventory, so I guess I must have bought them
I feel like you
a
always,
while ago, because I was
every
like, I have to
time we go
keep
to
everyone
city-
alive.
or there
I'm
was
the healer.
a few
I do
times
the
where
healing.
you bought potion.
Is there anything that looks expensive that we could sell?
I think,
Look,
yeah.
guys, we're rich now. After last night,
Is there anything expensive that I could sell? Do a little sleight of hand or something?
There are plenty of things in this room that look like they could be sold if you knew where to sell them.
Right.
Like, another artificer who is building this sort of stuff, maybe they would know, would be like, oh, wow, that gadget there that you've got is really expensive and worth something, and I want that. But it's not something where you'd, necessarily be able to find, a seller or a buyer for all this stuff.
Can I just take like the most intricate, expensive looking thing, and I'll just hold on to it just in case.
Give me an investigation check to see whether you can, to see how good you are at picking out something that's actually valuable instead of something that looks valuable but isn't.
I got a 3.
Cost inventory.
All right. So you've picked up something that's probably only worth 1 gold piece.
All right. What is it?
It is a little metal thing that looks kind of like this, and it's got this sharp thing on the end, and then a little hook. It's like a miniature pole arm, and you're not exactly sure what it's for, but it looks like it's got a diamond tip on it. But the diamond tip is so small, it might not actually be worth a lot, but you think it might be because it's shiny.
Is it like a really expensive toothpick?
If that's what you think it is, that's what Zip is convinced that that's what it was in here for. That's why he kept it here in the study, so that after dinner he's been working away and he's been snacking on something. He can just go over there and get something out of his teeth. Get a lot of popcorn.
All right. I've added expensive toothpick to my inventory.
And give me a sleight of hand check to see whether you take it without Bug noticing.
Ooh, I got a 16 for that one.
And then Bug, you can give us a perception roll to see whether you notice.
Capable, but not discerning.
perception. Let's see. 11 plus 1. 12. I don't notice.
All right.
Alright. Okay, well, there's a...
Mog says, weren't we going to look for his journals? Does he keep journals?
No.
That's a good point. Isn't that the way he came here originally after all, to see if he left anything or any kind of notes about the
Alright.
Chimera or the man in orange?
Yeah, maybe. Does he have a study?
This is basically his only sort of study area, but in his room, he would have his personal stuff. So maybe if you go up to his room, you might find some, like a journal.
Okay, let's go to his room.
How long did
Probably
we
not
want
that
to
long,
stay in Cloud Kiss for?
right?
You've been here less than a day, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think
Yeah.
just trying to look for a way to... easier way to get into the Dark Chasm.
Actual directions to the place would be good too.
But
Okay.
Well, we don't know where it is.
Well, that's the thing. No one really knows where it is,
Yeah.
right? Where
the old guy, Boopy... Oh no. Boopy?
I mean, it's not a hidden place, right? It's just like a trade city.
So Dark Chasm itself is just like a huge chasm. The place where Doomhilda is buried is hidden. Just like, remember at the beginning when you guys found King Mevo's lair? And you were teleported into it, and then you came out and were like, oh, there's this weird crypt thing that we were in. So Doomhilda has been buried by the god of death, or servants of the god of death, is somewhere that is hopefully people who are worthy will find the items and then continue on the tradition of Doomhilda.
We just need to know how to get to Dark Chasm. Or if that's what's likeliest to find.
Yeah, I mean, you guys
Here.
have a rough idea of how to get to Dark Chasm. But yeah, you wanted a more specific route, and then you also maybe, what do you do once you're down there?
We should definitely load up on some food, some rations. I remember Osprey telling me when the Titan Slayers had to go into the chasm. There's not a lot to eat down there. We should get some dungeoneering supplies, like rope.
So clap it
But
in
she said rope is very important.
I have rope and grappling hooks and stuff.
But looking at Milkman one.
Oh,
How much rope are you thinking?
okay.
Is it like 20 foot?
We have 200 feet of rope.
50 feet
You got 10
of
foot.
rope.
Right, that's enough for one person.
Carrying that with you this whole time.
It's my backpack.
That's heaps.
Don't we all have 50 feet of rope?
Well, it depends on what adventuring kit you started with.
Yeah, I think
No, I have a.
But like,
I started with the priest pack, which has like nothing of use.
It's a good spell
I
component.
have a block of incense. Unless you.
Oh, there's
have
certain
a-
spells that are like
a
so much
focus.
worth of incense, I think. I think Find Familiar is that, but that's a wizard spell, so
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the clerics, if they have an incense spell.
Ceremony? Maybe.
Well, we should probably get some traveling rations.
As far as
anyway,
things
just
like
in- just in
rope
case
and
we're down
grappling
there for
hooks,
longer
I
than
mean, he has a
expect.
backyard full of, junk where he's, having to lift it up and move it over, so you can get chain and rope and hooks and all that kind of stuff, like free. Food you're going to have to end up paying for if you want to go pick up some food.
he doesn't have any food. He doesn't.
He's got a little bit, but yeah, not a ton. It depends on what it
It
is.
would
Like
be moldy and
his
gross at this
flour
point
is fine
anyway,
if you want to bake a cake. Nuts, things like that. But the fresh fruit. But he wasn't expecting to be home for a while because he was visiting and had traveled there, so there wasn't anything to go bad. He didn't leave anything to fester.
Right. You know what? Swell, I'm gonna assume knows
Sure.
a recipe for hardtack. Something along those lines. And maybe
I'll bake
he'll
a
spend
cake.
some time making some traveling biscuits.
can always go to the
With nuts and whatever
And
else
then we
is
can
around
just make
in
our
it.
own rations. Go out
Like
and
a
get some.
birthday cake.
All right.
We make a
Give
traveling
me
mix, but it's like
a,
mostly candy.
Both of you make a performance check or something? I mean, survival check? It's up to you. What do you think you should rely on to figure out how...
I'll do survival.
Okay.
Oh, I got a 6.
Yeah, I think survival's the best for this.
yeah.
'Cause it's more like
Yeah.
I burned the cake.
in terms of surviving in the wild.
My cake's a
and
write-off.
just in general.
You never baked a
Uh,
cake before.
You can roll the...
I thought I
I've
knew
got
how
an
to do it. You just like put flour and water in a bowl, and then you put it in like something hot, right?
It's easy
Never
to bake a
did.
little cake.
Yeah, the cake did not turn out. But the hardtack stuff is palatable. It's not tasty. You weren't able to come up with a way to improve it with the ingredients you had there. But it'll be...
Yeah, it's mostly just
can always
we
stop
get
by a
a little
grocery
bit of
store.
food each day if we need it.
While you guys are doing that, Mog is going to go check out to see if she
Yeah.
can find a journal or something. And she's...
Isburiel's gonna just go look around to see if he can find anything else of interest.
All right, give me an investigation check.
Alright, 10.
10. Where did you want to look? Did you want to look in Zunk's room, in Bug's room? Like, where are you?
I look in Zunk's room,
Okay.
kind of figuring that's where the message and stuff might be, if it's not in the study.
It's not hard for you to find his... he has a secret compartment in his drawer. You're not sure how to open it. Like, there's probably some sort of password or unlocking thing, because you remember how difficult it was to get in the front door.
Right.
It's probably fairly convoluted. You may attempt some skill checks and things to try and figure out what to do with it, but upon first glance you're like, I know what this is. There's something valuable here.
I will attempt some skill checks or whatever.
All right. What sort of skill check do you think is appropriate here?
If it's just trying to figure out how it opens, I would guess it would either be a straight intelligence check or an arcana check if it's a magical trap.
Or, sorry, what? What was the second one?
Either or an arcana check.
Arcana,
I would say
okay.
either.
Let's start off with Arcana then.
14.
14. Yeah, you think there's definitely some sort of magical glyph on this. You could potentially scrape it off and damage it, and it might either set it off or it might, completely remove it and you'd be able to open it. And then you can do the intelligence check to see if you can figure out how it operates beyond that.
Can I use my proficiency in these tools for this?
Sure, why not?
So that would be this plus 2, so it was 15.
15. Yeah, you are pretty sure that there is a mechanical thing that if you try and open it, it's going to shoot something out at you in a couple different places. So you think that you would be able to avoid them, but you don't think that you know enough to be able to turn it off.
Okay.
So if it's something like gas, you could be in problem. It could be a problem. If it's something like a needle, that's poison needle that shoots out, then you would probably be fine.
I yell for Bug. Bug! Is there like a list of passwords that Zunk like to use, or his birthday? What's his birthday?
Well,
First pet's name, street he was born on.
first of all, I don't think he would
Mother's maiden name.
necessarily let me go through his things, right?
That's
He's a
right.
mysterious man, so I have no idea. But does he even celebrate birthdays? Do I know his birthday?
Yeah. He does not like to celebrate his birthday, but Boopy does. Boopy always is like, come on, we have to go out, and drags him out of the workshop and makes him go out and see him for a couple of days.
Okay. So is the lock that kind of lock where you...
You think that it's a password lock, and you think there's probably also an additional trap on top of that. He liked to do more than one safeguard.
Should we try the failed key on the
Makes sense.
lock?
I mean, You can try one of his passwords first, and if that doesn't work, then we can.
There
do
does
that,
not
but
appear to be
you
some
think you'll
sort
get
of
shot?
physical
If-
mechanism that would expel something. So you may want to keep a reasonable distance.
Yeah. Can I do like a roll to see if I would have a good guess to what the password would be?
Sure. Why don't you give me an insight check?
Insight check.
Yeah, you have to make an insight into how your master would think.
I rolled a 1.
Yeah, you're pretty sure it's the same password as the one on the front door. He would probably just reuse it for convenience sake. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, so I share that unconvincingly. I'm like, I have no idea. Probably that.
I immediately yell out the password for the front door. Probably no effect.
Alright, nothing happens.
I mean, we could just try random things like, his birthday.
Sausages. Hammer.
What's his favorite? Does he
Breakfast.
have like maybe it's my name. He loves me. After all.
He has to say that word a lot, though. It has to be a word that he doesn't say frequently.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Sorry, unlocks.
Oh, yeah. It's probably either a made-up word or maybe a word in another language. Maybe it's in Goblin.
It could be anything.
At this point, Mog has grabbed a book from the shelf and it just plops down on his bed. And is like, got her feet up and is just starting to flip through one of Zunk's books while you guys are looking through. No, you're in his bedroom. There's a part of his
are we trying
bedroom
to get into
that
his
has
bedroom?
something that's...
Unlocked.
Oh,
Yeah, there's like a locked compartment.
Let's just risk poison gas at this point. We have healing potions.
Yeah, I'm not in the room with these guys.
well,
I'm like
Swell's
eating
making,
Mog.
making a
I'm gonna-
heart attack downstairs.
Mark, you're big and tough.
I mean, I thought you were going to use the thing. Try the wand.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. There was a wand. I think it was Swell has a wand.
Well, we get swell. I feel like swell.
Oh, I'm like, here, take it. I say it's in my pack, and I hold up my hands
I
and they're all covered in
transport the
dough.
wand over. I'd be like, let's use this.
All right. So there's a command word in Goblin to open or to use it. There's one that you use for unlocking things, and there's one for if you want to look for traps. So if you want to open something up, it's Goblin for knock knock. And if you want to search for traps, you say, "Who's there?"
Okay. But it searches for traps, but it doesn't disable them, right? And we
That's-
already know there's a trap.
That's correct.
It would just reaffirm what we already know.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
But does find traps tells you what kind of thing it is, right?
okay. Then,
So it might help to know what you're up to. Anyway,
all right, let's
sorry, I'm not
just-
there. I
what
shouldn't
is
be
it?
there.
Knock, knock. Who is it? Is that what it is?
Well, you say knock knock if you want to open it. Who's there if you want to search for traps?
Let's say who's there. Who's
Okay.
there?
Okay, when you say who's there, you have to roll percent dice to see if it works. So
100%.
you need to roll D100.
D100. Okay, wait.
I don't know where that is on D&D Beyond, but
Can I roll like 5 D20s? No, that's not.
It's,
no.
I'm like
it's
at the-
halfway. That little. Yeah, it's the one right in the
I
middle
love
of the.
it. No, there is a
column of
D100 there.
Dice.
Well, I'm on
Because-
The two.
I'm on the Google Dice Roller, actually. You want to roll it for me, or you?
Sure.
Okay.
You can
It's
wait,
your.
'cause-
Why doesn't
Oh, you
Priscilla
do it.
do it? Because she's in the room.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. Sorry.
Four.
4.
Or
54.
Oh.
Oh, 54. Okay. Big difference. So yeah, with the
Okay.
54, the wand is glowing, and you're like, whoa, and you recognize that there's traps on that, and there's traps under the floorboards, there's traps in the closet, there's traps in the ceiling, there's traps inside of one of the books on a bookmark. There's a lot of traps in this room.
It's a paranoid man, yeah, master.
I didn't know he lives like this. Okay.
Yeah, so which the trap
it
that you
doesn't
want to
tell you
look
what
at
type
on the
of trap
thing,
it is?
it's a it will tell you that it is a poison needle trap, and it is a there's like a glyph of wording on it that will stun anybody who opens it. And the stun will happen first, and then the poison will happen.
So
You know
the
what?
is
Hold on a moment.
okay.
Isburiel is going to ritually cast Invisible Servant, and then we'll sacrifice him for the greater good.
All right.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, Burial doesn't need to do anything dangerous.
Yeah. Let's get out of the room
Convenient for.
just to be
Yeah.
safe.
But you may also want to be careful about reading books, because one of them is trapped apparently, and he points out the one that's the bookmark is trapped for a reason.
All right. Mog is like, whoa, but still keeps reading.
Wait.
So, what's the unseen servant tries to open it, and like some needles fly into the room, and there's an explosion, like a sound that went with the shock, so that would alert anybody else in the house. You guys downstairs can hear this boom noise, and then
It was just Hebel. No
Are
worries.
you alive?
He's gone now.
Wait.
Brief-lived, but
Okay.
useful.
Wait, Mog.
Like-
Did Mog?
Oh, yeah.
Mog
Mog
left the
leaving?
room as well.
Okay.
Oh.
And then she comes back and she sits down on the bed and is like, come on, bring it over. Let's see what's in it.
Okay.
It fell to the ground with a ka-ting, 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 as the unseen servant was stunned and dropped it.
Yeah. Is this a box that you
Yeah,
open?
yeah. It was a rectangular wooden thing inside of one of the dresser drawers. I'm sorry, I didn't describe it particularly well. Kind of looks like that, and it's probably
So it's like a little one, not like a big chest.
yeah.
All right. What's inside?
What's inside of it? There are a bunch of plans for how to build various things that you've seen Zunk build before. It's his notebook of designs and plans. So there's the roller coaster and the Ferris wheel. There's another ride that he's been working on. There's, the gauntlet that he was working on downstairs, a whole bunch of different things. But yeah, it's his how to make things. The wands that don't work.
Earl glances
These
through it and is like,
blueprints.
ugh, useless. Decide.
I mean, that's pretty cool. We can. But I guess does it have any? Do I notice any notes about what you want to know?
Give me an investigation check.
10.
10. No, you don't find anything that's particularly useful for you. Skimming the book.
Okay. For the wand, does it say like why they're failed?
No. You know that like there are things where like a lot of his stuff is, theoretical. He frequently doesn't follow other people's instructions and recipes. He's made potions of healing before, no problem. He'll do that because he knows it's useful. But the rest of the time he wants to push the boundaries of what can be done. And so it's probably, he tried, that the substance that it's made out of isn't as good a conductor, isn't a reliable thing. Like the key itself is made out of the wrong material.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna keep it
All right. Boxy's happy to hold it.
and read from it occasionally until I meet him again. Okay. Well, so what other trap do we see in the room aside from the book?
Okay, so the bookmark in one of them is like, you think that if somebody opens the book to where the bookmark is, there's going to be an explosion that will not damage the book, but will damage the person opening the book. You think you can avoid it by sliding the bookmark out?
Okay. Well, that book must be important. But,
That page must be important.
yeah, that's so obviously. So you identified the location of the book, right? Because you identified the location of the trap.
Yep, it's like one of the books on the shelf. There's probably like only like a dozen books in his room, and Mog is flipping through like the second or third one. She's like, "These are all by some guy named Drevin Love Smuggler."
Seems to be the Titans and other important people seem to be a big fan of his. He's going to slide. He's going to slide
Thirsty
the
bunch
blade
of
of,
adventurers.
he has like a small knife he uses for eating and cutting open letters and whatnot into the same page that the bookmark is in. I'll just slip it out.
You sure you don't
Just
have?
replace the bookmark.
Are you sure you don't want to use a fancy toothpick for this? To see if you could go borrow that.
I don't.
Okay.
Wait, I didn't see it though. Yeah.
I'm not going to make you roll for this because this is totally within your wheelhouse. You've identified the problem. You have a solution. You slide out the bookmark. You think the bookmark will work if you slide it back into another book too, Bug?
Okay. That's cool.
Private journal. Do not open.
I don't have.
Reinforce that.
Yeah. How do we get our enemies to open the book?
Yeah.
How we defeat the Titan?
You put it in a Drevin Love Smuggler book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, was that book also by him?
No, at least the cover doesn't seem to indicate it. The cover is a blank, a simple gray-bound book.
Oh, okay. That'd be funny if it was, because that's
That's just the extra spicy part that he doesn't want you to be reading.
You're too young for this, Bug.
rather
He stops you from reading it by
me dead.
killing you.
Okay. Did you open the book?
Oh no, not yet. I should do that.
Okay, the
will do
book
that.
seems to be a bunch of basically a journal of his day-to-day life, and it is not written like, today I went here. It's more like there's a number of the date and a very point form, like methodical, visit Britta. And then there's like, it's almost in code, the shorthand of what it says. You can pick up various things. Like there's something that's, deliver the bugmobile or whatever. Like you can pick out things, but there's also a bunch of things that you can't tell just by looking at it. And you may, you can give me a roll or something if you want to investigate it a little further and try and hack the code.
I kind of want to look for the latest entries before they went to the gathering that they were all having at Five Wands Place to see if there's anything that came up that might be of worry to us.
There doesn't seem to be anything of worry that he's still working on another ride for the city for their next year's festival, and hopefully be ready by then. And they're also is planning on bringing some nice gifts for Flarg Five Wands that, and especially for Malkin, the gargoyle apprentice who had recently graduated. He was bringing him some wands as a welcome to the club.
So what's the last bit?
Did we see any
That's
signs
unfortunate.
of a ride prototype in his workshop or in the backyard?
No, but when you were stopping the burglars, you did see the ride prototype was being built.
Oh, it was the same one that was
Yeah.
in the armory.
So he's not building that himself, he's designing it and they're building it.
I am not there.
I just
Anything?
have a sudden image. Oh, sorry. Hold on.
No, go ahead.
I just have a sudden image of a montage of it's for just resummoning the invisible servant over and over and just sending him to like open all of the traps. You just hear boom, boom every 10 minutes.
That's so convenient.
So there's one I said in the wardrobe and one in the floorboards. So the floorboard one, you'd actually have to pry up the floorboards to get into it. Something hidden down there, and the one in the wardrobe looks like a wizard's robe, and it has some sort of trap on it. And you think that if you go through its pockets, you'll get sucked into the pocket.
Can any of these be triggered? Bug, don't you have mage hand?
What?
Mage hand.
What's that? Oh, mage hand. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, did. I can use my mage hand to help with the...
I mean, I don't know if you want to like get the mage hand trapped in the pocket. Like, it seems to be like something that traps people who put their hand in the pocket. You could take the wizard's robe, and you could wear the wizard's robe, and you think that would not hurt you. You think that if you put your hands in them, you'll get sucked in.
Oh, are these not one and done traps? They're repeated.
That one seems like it is not a one and done trap.
Wait, so the robe is like if you wear it and you put your hand in it, it will trap your hand in there.
Well, you'll get sucked into it like an extra dimensional. Something will try to pull you into an extra dimensional space.
Interesting.
So you shouldn't put it in Boxy.
I'm sure we could put Boxy inside of it.
No. Boxy's been.
How does Boxy respond to the rope?
To the robe? He's like backing away from it. When he hears you guys talking about like it being an extra dimensional space and putting him in it, he's like,
No.
no, not having that.
we find anything in the trapdoor?
So if you want to pry up the floorboards, you get like a crowbar or something from downstairs, and you pry them up. And there is a chest, and it is got a few different traps on it. One of them is some sort of teleport trap, where if you try to open it, you'll be teleported somewhere. Not sure where. You also know that there is a if you try to like attack it, well, first of all, it opens the opposite way the hinges go, so like it's also like sort of a false one. If you try to attack the hinges on it, the fake hinges, they're going to spray out some sort of gas. And actually, I should make you roll for the wand, so if you know more about this,
Okay.
because it could go wrong.
Wait, so we're just activating the wand again to know more about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Boreal, do you want to roll for the 100 dice?
I could do the D100. That's a 55.
All right. So it works again, and yeah, you know all that stuff about it, and you also think that if you try to take it up out of where it is, it's also going to set off some sort of electrical attack.
How heavy does it seem?
It looks pretty big and pretty heavy. Like it depends on what's in it. If it's filled with air, if there's nothing in there, then it's probably something that you could lift no problem. But otherwise, like if it's full of something heavy, like metal or whatever, like it's a fairly large size chest.
So is that not some? Can your servant open it?
It can lift up to 60 pounds, I think. Yeah, strength score multiplied by... Or, carrying capacity is strength multiplied by 15, and lift is 30 times your strength score. So yeah, 60 pounds. So you can lift 60 pounds.
All right.
Or is that enough? Where is it lifting to?
Probably just out of the hole in the floor.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I guess we rinse and repeat with while the others are baking, he's just summoning his unseen servant
Okay.
again.
Okay.
Your servant tries to lift it up, and it is not able to.
Wait, so lifting it will trigger the trap?
It would.
But
And
it's
trigger
more
one of
than
the
60
traps.
pounds.
Yep.
But like, what about opening the chest?
Is it
Opening
locked,
will
or
set
just-
off a different trap, and it is locked.
Okay.
Like, can the
Can I
servant
try?
open it?
Go ahead.
Can the servant open it?
He can open it, but only if it's unlocked. He can't pick locks himself.
Oh, okay.
So maybe we can use the wand here. So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can use the knob
Let's
portion
use
of it.
the wand. Wait, can the servant use the wand? Like,
The servant can't talk, and you need to say the words.
okay, let's use the wand. Knock, knock.
All right. Priscilla, can you roll me D100? Don't know.
How many
67.
charges does the wand have?
67. Click, click. You hear an unlocking noise.
Okay. And then we'll get out of the room for the servant to open it.
Yeah. Mog, just once again, little twinkling claps.
Okay.
This is not a left place. So.
There is the unseen servant tries to open it, and you're watching from the door, like around the corner, like Scooby-Dooing it. The three heads of you guys looking to see what's going to happen, and it just opens a crack and shuts again.
Did the servant like disappear or anything?
Well, it's unseen, so
Yeah, I assume so.
It's still unseen.
I assume if I give an order, it doesn't respond.
That's right. It's gone.
Okay. Like, well, it's definitely gone. I guess it's. We should check and see if the trap is still there.
Is the unseen servant affected by poison gas, by the way?
Shouldn't be. It's
Shouldn't.
unlikely. It's unlikely that it can be affected by poison. But I'm not sure. Yeah. Do you want to try any other things?
We'll try to examine the chest to see if it still has active magic on it.
How are you going to figure that out? Are you using...
I'm guessing.
Okay. I guess an Arcana check?
Sure. Well, that was a 19, so he guesses pretty well, I suppose.
Judging from the fact that Zunk had 3 spells on the outside, and when one went, it didn't replenish, I think that maybe it might be safe to open. But it's probably gone. With a 19, that's your best guess.
Right. Well, if anyone is in mind for a bit of an adventure, perhaps they could try to open it, but I'm reasonably certain it's safe.
Go ahead. You go first.
Sure. And he will open the chest.
All right. I'm going
Actually,
to need
wait,
you...
don't you have a mage hand? And you should be able to open it now. Unless it's still
me?
effects. Yeah.
Wait, why did your servant disappear though? I thought
Because it got sucked away
by the chest.
by the chest.
The mage hand will get sucked away by the chest.
There's also a possibility. But
Wait,
I
when
think
did
you're
it
controlling it.
Okay. Sure, I could try it. You know, I'll be like, wait, hold on.
Maybe stand as far away as possible. It's perhaps possible that it only works within whoever's nearby. And the servant had to be there.
Wait, the mage hand, you can see it, right? It's not invisible.
Yeah, it's like a ghostly spectral hand, but it's still visible.
Okay. Well, do you want me to go ahead and try opening with the mage hand?
I will volunteer you for this purpose, yes.
Okay.
I should point out, I just said it was a ghostly spectral hand, but I shouldn't necessarily be telling you guys that. I want to give you guys the opportunity to flavor your things. Like if your magic missile looks like, you know, you're whipping ice cream cones at someone, that's fine with me. If you want to tell me that your hand looks like looks like Bug's hand, it looks like Bug's hand. So you can tell me what the mage hand looks like. Give it your own flavor.
Okay.
It's not invisible, but it can look like whatever you want, as long as it's hand-like.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna use my mage hand, which is a hand of a bear, and open it.
All right.
I'm going to hold on to Bug's sleeve. I don't think it'll do anything, but
It is too heavy.
Two mage hands?
If somebody else casts Mage Hand at the same time, it might be okay.
Wait, Zip, not Zip, Isburia, you don't have a mage hand? No.
contrary to your expectations, I do not in fact have an unlasting fountain of magic.
I'm like, well, Zip has a mage hand, right? Wait, I thought there was one. Didn't we play something where we all had mage hand? No, that was a different.
No, I think that's
Sutran.
Sutran has a mage hand.
hand lady that is left. Sutran. She might have cast it at one point. I forgot her name.
Okay.
She's gone. She's already left, and I'm
We
like,
should
it's out of my
get
mind.
like a broom and try to open it because
Mog goes into the closet and picks up a broom and comes back and hands it to you.
all right, here, let's.
Sure.
I love this.
Isbora will take the end of the broom and he'll assist the mage hand as best as he can.
Let's do it together.
All right.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. Lift!
Okay, all of a sudden, as you open it up, your eyes are struck with the glittering of many jewels and gems and coins, and it seems to be a storehouse of money that Zunk has hidden away.
Oh wow.
Boxy, he starts salivating and inching towards it.
Wait. So I don't understand. Like there's nothing else that happened. Like no, it didn't get sucked in. My mage hand didn't get sucked in.
No,
Okay. Nice.
neither did the broom or the broom's wielder.
Okay, so that's just wow, is it?
You think that as long as you are, not taking this large chest out of there, you could take the stuff out of the chest.
Okay. Well, we don't need more money. Dude, is this like
Well, time to help ourselves. He'll start pulling out handfuls of gems and coins.
I guess
Boxy starts reaching in with a prehensile tendril.
He slaps Box's tendril, and then occasionally will toss a pearl or something, an agate, something inexpensive toward him. Yeah.
does Boxy have a
Something cheap.
notice a preference of expensive versus cheap gem?
Give me an insight.
Insights. 3 or wait, insight 4.
Boxy is so hard to read. You only just discovered that he enjoys gems, so you don't know. Maybe you could figure it out, but currently you have no idea.
Eats all of them the same. Okay.
You haven't known him to spit one out.
Well, anything? Did we examine all of the trap things?
There's still one in the ceiling, I believe.
I'm just gonna say to Zip at one point, I'm gonna say I haven't heard them talking
think
for a
that they
while.
got
I'm just
poisoned?
gonna check on them. Yeah, I think like when you started going through all the gems, you just kind of went quiet for a bit. And he's like,
Yeah, we're good, we're good.
You guys
You guys
okay
stay down there,
still?
it's fine, says Mog.
Is Mog taking the
No.
stuff?
No, she is not. She's letting you guys deal with it. But she has interest in trying to get, she's trying to be wingman to Zip, even though Zip and Swell are not following up on what she sees being there. She's like, oh, they're in the kitchen together. Good. Let's just stay up here and leave them downstairs making stuff together. It's going to be very romantic or something. And is going to be completely disappointed by the fact that you guys are in different ends of the kitchen, not doing anything related to, touching.
Isburiel, in contrast to this, says, "We found a bunch of gold and gems. If you're poor, which I think everyone here is except for me, well, maybe not you, Bug. This is no chance to become one."
That's better than this. I'm gonna toss my crappy burnt cake, and I'll head upstairs and I guess pocket some of those gems.
And then Swell's gonna kind of yell up, like a little bit confused. Wait,
Can't use it where he is.
we're robbing Zunk?
We're helping him.
Is that-
We're taking
Huh?
these to help us help him.
Hey, and once we didn't know what was in here, we opened it up, and now anybody could come in here and take it. So I guess it's safer with us.
It's very true.
Oh, we should take this opportunity to feed Boxy.
Mm.
And then I start helping Boxy eat these gems.
Okay. Give me an insight or a perception check.
Perception.
Yeah.
Just remember,
What was that?
Foxy had vials
Nine.
of poison in
Okay.
there, so
If we
This is
well,
my friend.
he won't poison
Foxy
us.
has vials of
You
poison
give
in
him
there.
some gems, and he's eating them and enjoying them. You don't notice anything out of the ordinary. Mog is like, Zip, you take what you want. Like, I'm not going to get in this, except for this. And she picks up like a ruby that's a fairly big size. I'll just take the ruby. You guys split whatever else you need between yourselves.
What are you gonna do with that?
I just like it to be portable and light. I needed my strength for carrying my weapons.
So
I mean, if you want me to take a sack of gold instead, I'll give the ruby back.
It's okay. I'll hold your gold for you.
Sure. I mean, you guys have been very, you've been putting everything in Boxy, and he seems to be able to carry everything.
yeah, the only thing we can't play in Boxy, if you want to keep it, it's gem.
You gotta keep
And
gems
the
on your
pencil
person.
We all just carry pocket full of gem around. It's like super heavy.
Actually, that probably makes sense if we give him the gold and we keep the gems ourselves. Which is Boreal was already going to pocket the gems first anyway.
Yeah. You can just say, you can mark down on your character sheets, gems from Zunk's treasure. And when you guys are somewhere where you can exchange them for things, I will tell you what they're worth. Because none of you right now are like, oh yeah, I know exactly how much this thing is worth.
Yep.
But coin-wise,
I will yell up. I will say, oh, if there's any big diamonds,
You know what?
save
There are-
them. I might be
there
able
are
to
no
use them
diamonds here.
soon. Not now, but
Yeah.
Right.
Swell doesn't know that. He doesn't want to leave the oven.
Are you
Does he
doing the
have his
Great British
biscuits in
Bake Off
there?
thing where they're like
And
standing,
he doesn't want
kneeling
them
down
to
next to
burn.
it, watching it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's just like calling up to you.
Yeah, you
upstairs.
are. You guys have probably 5,000 platinum. Yep. And another
What?
5,000 in gold.
Wow.
Wait, what? How much gold is one platinum?
10. Sorry, it's one platinum is 10 gold. Platinum's worth more.
Yeah. So 10. So five. We have 55,000 gold.
Basically, yeah.
I'm gonna take.
If I start saving, we just take it.
I'm gonna take, just as carrying around money, 100 platinum and 100 gold. Just in case.
Okay, just a small dent to
It's a
the
small bit.
life saving.
And Boxy can hold all the gold and we'll give it back, so if you are worried about the weight of things. You keep feeding Boxy, and after a few minutes, like maybe, half an hour's passed, and you guys have got all the gold put away, and you start to head downstairs to where the hardtack is, see what's going on with Swell maybe, and Boxy starts changing. And it just suddenly,
Swell's just
instead of
shaking
looking
his
like a
head I
box,
don't like it.
looks like a cat that's the exact same color. Sort of a big, fat, round, rotund cat.
Oh no!
All of it
you
gold
make
is in that
noise
cat.
now.
No, I don't
Get
like
it out. Which hole do we put our hands in?
Oh no!
And then the
Light them
top,
off!
the top of the cat pops open, and you can see inside, and it's like space, and you can see, and like some gems pop out of the cat's back.
Swell starts dry heaving. He's just like, oh god.
Wait, gems?
So disturbing.
Or sorry, not gems, gold.
Okay. It wins a
See,
cat.
I didn't think you
rather
could
like-
get anywhere there. Yes,
I don't know
my
if this is an
expectations.
improvement.
Is this a soft cat or a hard as a carbon?
No, it's very soft.
The texture of wood is...
It's like maybe one of those Garfield phones,
Oh god.
but it's soft version. and he comes around and rubs up against Bug's legs.
Does Moxie still talk?
Well, he didn't talk before. He only talked because he swapped with Bug.
You couldn't
Right.
talk before.
Yeah. Oh, Boxy. Wow, I didn't know you could do this. Is this why you wanted to eat gem? Or I don't understand. Do you still want to eat more gem?
Give me an insight check to see if you can figure out what Boxy's trying to tell you.
Boxy's an animal. Can I use my animal reading ability?
Boxy's not an animal, unfortunately.
Oh no. Insight is 5.
This is a completely new form to you. You have no idea how to read it. I mean, as a cat, it seems happy, but you don't really know.
Okay. Well, this is better, right, guys?
If you say so.
Well,
It's
if we
your
want
guy.
to end things, there's one more trap up in the ceiling someone could take a shot at.
The trap in the ceiling, you think, is probably related to somebody trying to break in, like, to the whole building.
It doesn't seem like there is a hidden compartment or anything out there.
That's right.
Okay. Never mind. I retract the statement.
Wait, is this cat a normal sized cat, by the way? Or is it
It's
Large.
like a normal. It's wider than normal. But it's a pretty regular sized cat.
how did so when it's the lid
Garfield.
when the lid is open, is it like a fur, like
A tan
soft,
Garfield.
squishy body? What did you say? If the body was softer?
It's like soft fur. When you touch it, it doesn't really feel like you can touch bone, and like when you pet it, it's like petting a stuffed animal rather than a cat.
Oh, so cute. This is nice actually. I could actually use him as a better pillow now.
Mog laughs at that. Yes, I think that would be a much better pillow.
Did we ever actually, or did I ever actually read the book
Don't
we
put
pulled
your head
apart
inside.
of? I can't remember if I'm just forgetting.
That was the one that had all of the shorthand notes about what
Oh, right.
he's been up
Okay,
to,
yes.
and
The diary style thing.
yeah.
So we found nothing in that book.
Well, you only looked through it for a few minutes. Like, it wasn't something. I said if you want to try and crack his shorthand code, or if you want to spend more time reading it, like say like, yeah, we've still, you guys probably got up earlier than the guy who was out all night partying. If you want to spend a few hours, reading a book before you meet up with them for lunch, then I'll give you some more information. But
It's probably worthwhile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we spent hours reading.
whoever reads it needs to make an intelligence check in order to try and decipher his shorthand.
I might be the most intelligent one here.
Yeah, you had the most interest in reading it.
That said, Oh,
mean, you know
well,
that
was
Swell is
it
pretty
an insight or
insightful.
intelligence?
Intelligence.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I rolled a 1 anyway, so. Shouldn't have done worse than that.
So with a 1, you don't have to waste the hour doing it. You just look at it and like, ugh. No,
Yeah.
this is not for me.
I'm just overwhelmed with the boredom.
Yes.
Wait,
They're like codes. Ugh.
let me read it. Let me see.
If you wish to waste your time, you're welcome.
I'm gonna flip through and see if he mentions my name.
Yeah, definitely mentions you a bunch of times.
What are some of the things?
It's things like, Bug was helping in the office today and knocked over this thing and made put me back a couple of days in my work, or sent Bug to go get this thing for me, and instead of bringing back 1, he brought back like 12. It's amazing. This is great. I don't know how he found this many mushrooms. Or whatever it was. So some of them are like him being frustrated, and some of them are him being really appreciative. It's a mix. Overall, he doesn't seem like to be annoyed or frustrated with you, and it doesn't go back far enough for you to have information about like him meeting you for the first time.
See, observe my mysterious quality.
Yeah. He says that he every once in a while he does some sort of spell to try and understand what's going on with your necklace, and he's worried for you for what it could mean, because he's afraid it might be connected to a bad patron, but so far it seems to have only been positive. It doesn't seem to be like negatively affecting you.
Okay. Interesting.
If you want to know more about like what he's thinking about that, you need to decipher the shorthand. So you need to make an intelligence check.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I will do that. But I only got a 6 plus 0, so 6.
Yeah. So you're unable to decipher any more from it.
Let's see. How mysterious. Is there like an orange hair? Do I see an orange hair?
There's no reference to anybody with orange hair. No.
Oh, what about well, no. The Dark Chasm? Probably not.
Nope. But if you want to speak to Boopy, you might be able to figure something out about Dark Chasm.
We'll take the book with us.
Right.
And,
Mog has stowed away the Drevin Love Smuggler books, and yeah, she's put them in her backpack.
Like, kept them?
And she looks at what you've cooked, Swell, and is like, wow, this is really great. Good work. This should hopefully keep us fed. It doesn't look super delicious, but I think it's nutritious.
Yeah, it's not meant to be it's not meant to taste good. It's just meant to be like, when you're traveling and you need some food, because this will last. This will last like forever, basically. And then he like taps one on the thing, and it's like as hard as a rock. And he's like, you can't even bite them. Like you got to like soak them in water and stuff.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Great.
Long are we traveling down here?
Honestly, long trips. Well, I mean, we can take a banquet. It'll be like moldy within a few
Pick
days.
up a few other things.
But depends how long we're down there for. Yeah, I mean, we get some smoked sausage. We get some like hard cheese. Like a fruit and nut mix. Some candy and stuff. And then we might be able to do some foraging
Some
while we're down
wine.
there, but I don't know what's good. What's good
Maybe.
eating down.
Ooze.
I mean, yeah, don't knock grubs. They're pretty nutritious.
Probably
Full of
mushrooms.
You know, you got to make sure they're the right mushrooms. One time we ate a couple, and let me tell you, we didn't wake up for a couple of days. But that's besides the point. You just have to be careful which mushrooms you eat.
Speaking of eating, do you guys want to go find a lunch spot to meet Boopy at? Or brunch place or whatever?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll say that you made plans to meet him there. Because he said, yeah, tomorrow we'll do lunch or something. So he said, let's meet at the such and such place. And it's getting around that time. It was just said, he gave you a very vague time. Because he's kind of a vague guy. So like, 3-ish. Or probably 2-ish. And it is a buffet style place that's run by Aarakocra family, and they have all sorts of different foods, mostly stuff that's available here, like rock grubs and mushrooms and root vegetables, but there are some other things that have been imported, like maybe some lobsters or something. They've
Cake?
They definitely have cake. Yeah. There's a dessert thing, pancakes.
Do they have anything on the menu that Osprey would have
Nothing
made?
is out that she would have made. Seems like they are trying to cater to the tastes of the people who live in the city rather than doing their own authentic home cooking. Oh,
I'll ask them if
no
they
problem.
know how to make it.
We'll be back in a little
one
bit,
of
and
them comes to the
they're
table.
kind of happy that you've ordered one of their dishes. What is it?
Oh, you guys are in for a treat. Well, you know that thing I was eating the night that, all the bad stuff happened?
So does the early bird get the worm?
No. I mean, technically, no. It's rice and fish, like fresh fish, and then there's some like seeds and nuts and stuff too. It's basic, like in our terms, it's basically a poke bowl, but
A lot more
a
sesame
little bit
seeds
more
on
like
top.
bird seed inspired. Yeah, it's like 90% sesame seed. No.
Okay.
But yeah, it's kind of like that.
Mm.
Do they have any drow food? Like weird pickled things?
They do not. They do not have a lot of drow travel through here. This is very unusual for them to have a drow.
I'm gonna shake my head disappointedly. Be like, I guess I'll just have to eat cake.
The pancakes are delicious.
Wait, drow food? You don't usually eat drow food, right?
No, but I picked up a taste for it in the drow town. I did.
I think that's why they
hated
call
it.
it an acquired taste.
Yeah.
She acquired it.
But it's one of those tastes that, like you think about it afterwards. It's very salty. Yeah, exactly. You don't forget about it.
It's a sort of taste that it sticks with you, Yeah, like you get home and you just like you need to brush your teeth straight away.
Yeah, by the time your bowl is ready, that's when Boopy rolls in, and he's wearing the same sort of flamboyant clothes that he was wearing the day before. Not the same clothes, but similar. Lots of, out there jewelry with his pants of scenes of aquatic creatures that are moving. Like it's that, again, that new magic fabric that has like an animated GIF-like quality to it. And He's like, "Hey, what's up, Crispies?
Oh, yes.
Introduce me, Bug."
Well, this is my gifted travel companions, Zip, Swell, and Asporio.
And Mog.
And Mug. And we met when, the thing my master took me to, and
Yeah, he said he was going to go visit some of his old buddies. It was the first time
Yeah.
we mostly getting together.
yeah, so these are their apprentices, students.
Oh, you're all together. That's cool. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but something horrible happened when we went to the party.
Oh no! Wait, let me get some food before you tell me. I got to do this on a full stomach, man.
Okay.
And he gets up and he fills his plate and he comes back. He's like, all right, bad news. Hit me.
Yeah, so long story short, our masters are, I think, in trouble. They might have been kidnapped. I don't know. But we're trying to find them.
Makes sense. All of them together in one spot. If they had an enemy, good time to strike.
Yeah, do you...
Have you seen an... Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, so I guess... Do you know who would do something like that?
Oh, there's that clown that runs the other... that he's got that rival he doesn't care about, but the rival really cares about, who's in the other city that does those griffins. He makes the metal griffins. Yeah, that guy. It doesn't sound like him. He never seemed to be powerful enough to do that. There was...
I don't know if he has a problem with any of the other people that were there. Like maybe with Zunk, but not with Osprey, not with Zip's master.
Well, also,
I don't
we
think they would have even met.
saw a vision, or something, I guess a vision, of, the masters being the...
Have you tried these candied yams? These candied yams are delicious.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna be just watching
the
this
one
guy.
that-
I'm getting a bad vibe
Tell
from
me
him.
more. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
He's not
give
taking
me an
this
insight check.
things- Yeah. All right. Because we're trying to get information. This is a very heavy thing, and he's like, "Try these yams." That's a weird thing to say. Insight, you
20.
say?
Nice.
He is
natural
still intoxicated from the evening
Total of
before
25.
and is not himself. And even the himself he is a little more flippant and self-centered. He... Bug stories, I said that, he would drag him out on his birthday. He's a friend who's there and makes him go out and do fun things, but he's also a friend who is like, oh, he's not the type of friend to say, oh, you like to stay home on your birthday? Well, then okay, I'm not going to make a big fuss. He's the kind of guy who's like, yeah, we're going out. We're going to do this thing. He's more, this is what he wants, so he's going to project that onto Zunk. And so as he's listening to these stories, he cares about Zunk, but he's maybe not as heartbroken as somebody who is more closer to him or sympathetic towards him would be. That's your read.
He's a good time friend.
Good time friend, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, maybe guys, we can skip the
All right.
tragic stuff and just go straight.
Do you know how to get to the Doom Chasm? The quickest way to get there.
Information we need.
Deep
Doom
Chasm.
Not the Doom Chasm. Yes.
Deep Chasm. Yeah. You need a map?
Yes, a map or where we can find one or something of the sort.
Yeah. When we're done, I'll take you back to my place and you can copy one out off my charts. Got plenty of maps.
And second, do you know anything about an orange-haired trouble. Well, may just be a traveler. Maybe a troublemaker.
Doesn't sound familiar, not ringing any bells.
And he'll go through the list of names that orange-haired man has used before.
No.
Like,
Don't recognize any of those. No.
do you know
Doesn't sound
anything
familiar.
about someone who specializes in chimera, sewing together bits of monsters?
Yeah, there's a few of them.
Give them-
Around here, I think there was one in Dragonside that was trying to. They've got this dragon god called Tiamat. It's got like 5 different color heads, and they're like trying to make like their own version of that, and it just keeps going poorly, and people keep going and stopping them and stuff. But they're undead, so they keep coming back. I think his name's Darglisk.
Wait, what's under the dragon?
The guy who's making it. But yeah, also what he makes, like he's making this 5-headed Dracolich. It's some other gifted people came along and stopped him.
Oh, so he's gone?
He was gone twice. I guess 3 times. Once when he was alive, and 2 times now that he's dead. But he comes back. Difficult to get rid of that guy.
what was his name again?
Dragolisk, I think. Dragolisk, I think.
So he lives. Where does he live?
Dragless, he said.
In Dragonside, I think lives in the sort of the marshland bog area where there's a lot of green and black dragons.
But he doesn't make chimeras, he just makes dragons?
He makes dragon chimeras. Specializes in dragons. But he would know about all sorts of other chimeras. I don't know. Like, you guys asked about chimeras, this is what I know. I mean, it depends on to who. I mean, if you want to help him, then I'm sure he'd be helpful
Like we
to you.
can.
He's got to have allies somewhere.
Yeah, no, we're not going to help him bring a dragon lich to life.
I think that sounds
a bit
good.
Outside
I
about
think
it.
that's a smart choice. Then there's the giants have one. There's a stone giant who makes them, and it's for them it's like a holy mission of combining the best elements of things, trying to forge some sort of unity between the different species, so that there's less violence or whatever distance between us and nature, and trying to forge connections. It's some sort of holy mission that they're on, and some people have tried to fight them because they think that that's terrible what they're doing, and that, but mostly I think they get left alone because they don't try and sick them on the world or anything. They're not making them or whatever. But there's also like there's a couple that do it for money, to help people, if they want to put something in their lair to guard them. There's one in the Deep Bloodroot Covenant, and there's one in the Facilic Kingdoms. Because there's a lot of weird animals in those forests. And then they'll sell them to places like some of the other kingdoms that are at war.
So I have I show him a drawing of the Titan Chimera.
Wow, you're getting really good, Bug. This is fantastic. Oh, yeah.
And the little crystal that has our master in it. Like, do you know
Wait.
anyone that could make something like this?
Wait, these are the 3 things that they killed.
Yeah,
And they're in the crystals?
yeah, that's what we saw.
Oh, no. Oh, man. Well, yeah, I mean, any of those guys I mentioned could do it. I don't know which one.
Well, the ones we're looking for, it's an orange-haired person. I'm not sure who exactly. And then there was like a,
I mean, now that you
I
say,
think a kobold.
if I think of it not as orange-haired but orange-furred, I feel like I've seen a very orange-furred bugbear a while ago at one of the parties I was at.
Wait, were you here in this city?
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
Maybe a year ago?
I'm just looking at the old artwork, and I think I found a spirit. Not a spirit. Sutran's other hand. Anyway,
Oh, too late now.
Just
Skedaddled off.
please.
Oh. What do you, what were we just saying? Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was,
There's an
he brought
orange
some really
furred
terrible
person
music to the
that
party.
He's
Oh. Wait, he's a bugbear.
yeah.
Did he have
that's-
like a flute made out of bone?
No. He had one of those music discs.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
But he played some like racist music, right?
Oh,
Yeah. What was his name?
I don't know. I didn't really talk to the guy.
Do you
don't
know
know.
if he left anything behind? Or talked with anyone? Did he come with anyone? Or who invited him to the party?
The only thing I could say for sure is that I think he was talking to some of the people involved with the throwing the party. He'd be invited by them, and he left them some music. They definitely did some music trading, I saw. But yeah, they don't throw parties so much anymore. They sort of, last year was like they did a couple parties and then sort of quit. They went and gone to other cities.
So they're no longer here.
Yeah, they're gone. They wanted to spread the music and spread the vibe. They thought this place was kind of a dud town. He inspired them to go on and spread terrible music.
But they were originally from this town?
That's a dead end.
Yeah, well, no, the bugbear, no.
The
The party throwers, yeah.
Well, that's probably, well, at least I guess we know he's a bugbear. But did
Or
we,
he's a shapeshifter.
did we think he was a dwarf or something before
Well,
in
he's
the
a-
past? Or was there one description of him like that?
There was an elf.
An elf?
I think there was a dwarf as well, though, wasn't it?
There was a dwarf as
With a
well.
red beard.
There was an orange-haired dwarf.
Yeah.
And an elf. That's something else.
Bugbear.
Been a dwarf,
Or,
an elf,
you know, maybe they
and now a
just
bugbear.
have, they're just different people with orange hair. Is that possible?
Are there a lot of bugbears with orange hair? I mean, you're a bugbear, you should know.
I mean,
But
I mean,
they're
he's
orange.
good,
They're
not a bugbear.
auburn-haired. Yeah, not a ton, but it's not an. I wouldn't be like, oh my goodness, somebody with a bugbear with auburn hair, but a
But like-
bugbear with orange hair. That's a fashion choice, you know. Like that's probably dyed. Like the dwarves here, you know, how the dwarves have that really bright colored hair. I thought he was just copying the dwarves of how they dye their hair like that, those bright colors. Sorry,
I think that's his
I
actual hair.
misspoke. The dwarves don't dye their hair. Their hair grow that way. I don't know why I said dye their hair. That I thought he was dyeing his hair like they grow theirs naturally.
Yeah. Okay. I guess that's likely a person.
And you know what? I think perhaps maybe this person is originally a dwarf and has chosen to keep that hair color. Is it a natural color among
Yeah,
dwarves?
I mean, you've seen people
asking
with,
as a question
all
to
the different
DM.
colors, and they're all usually very bright. Yeah, I guess you would have.
So have we seen other dwarves
You would have
with
probably
bright
seen
orange
some
hair?
last night, which probably would have freaked you out, and I should have mentioned it.
Yeah, I don't think Swell's the sort of person who would run up to like every dwarf being like,
Show us
"I
your
need
music
an orange
collection
hair
now!
man."
We didn't have racist music in it!
Just harassing people. Yeah. Yeah, just like, do you like racist music? No? Alright. It just runs away. Yeah. Okay. And you can see Saul starting to put the dots
Very
in his
slowly.
head together, and there's like
Mog says,
that meme with like all the
Mog,
grass
Mog
like
says,
floating.
hey,
Yeah.
we wanted to know where
Hello,
Doomhilda's
Matthew.
crypt was, though, right? Do you
Yeah.
know where that is? And he's like, oh. I mean, I'm not even so sure she's dead.
She's totally dead. She's totally dead.
I've read a lot about her,
She dead.
and I'm not so
Yeah.
sure. I mean, it's been centuries since she was around, but Yeah,
What is
some-
she? Is she like a witch or something?
no, she was like this really tall, strong. Some people say human, some people say half giant. The giants like to claim her as theirs. The humans like to claim her as theirs. Some people say she was half elf. Some people say she is a giant dwarf. You know.
So
But-
she's outside her. Yeah.
Sorry, what was that?
She's like more giant than a human in general.
Stories say she was like 9 feet tall. The illustrations I've seen, they seem to show that she was quite big as well. I tend to believe that. I know some stories you exaggerate and you say this person, this hero was like 100 feet tall, but I think she was definitely bigger than most people.
So why do you say that you think that she's still alive?
I mean, you're not the first people to go looking for her crypt. Nobody's found it.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that she's alive. I mean, it's literally been centuries. Nobody lives for that long.
Yeah,
Well,
elves do, and I've heard the stories I've read. Some people say that she's like a phoenix that dies and is reborn again. And it's the same person that comes back again and again. I'm reading everything because
Right,
everything.
are you
there's-
reading storybooks?
Even storybooks will have a little grain of truth in them. You'll like, where did they get that idea from? Oh!
Well, let me tell you about this
Yes.
author called Drevin Love Smuggler.
Zunk got me into him.
Sporeal just looks over at Zip and says, "It just struck me that you're going to be around for centuries."
Yeah,
oh
well,
my goodness.
maybe I'm like a
I
phoenix.
cannot deal with that.
Every time I get knocked down, I get back up again.
Some people
Never
say
gonna
that
keep you down.
Never
Some
gonna
peop-
keep me down.
Some people say that she went to another world where time moves differently. But I mean, why do you think? Why do you think that? Like, do you know where her crypt is? Have you heard something I haven't?
No.
We have it on the
I
good
can't even
authority
remember why we're
that
going
her
to this
crypt
crypt anymore.
is
Did anyone
under
remember?
here. Under the city.
In Deep Chasm.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, I suppose it's possible. Not a lot of people go there. It's kind of dangerous. And
Right?
to
If you're going to put your
refresh,
crypt anywhere, it would be somewhere dangerous.
to refresh Matt's memory, the reason you were going there was to get Castle Cruncher her warhammer that was supposed to be strong enough to shatter anything which would free your masters from the crown.
And this guy wouldn't know about the crypts because he's not gifted. So, like,
He knows.
it's not like he's doing trials.
He knows about the crypts.
But
Auntie Britta.
But who put us on this path? Who put us on this path is my question. Right, because she was researching. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to mention that, and I'm going to say we have it on good authority.
Well,
just let it run with
it'll
it.
be tricky to find. Do you guys have... You guys know how to locate objects and stuff like that?
Maybe. Why?
Well, something occurred to me, like...
Two wizards.
I think if you're looking for her hammer, you could maybe, if you could look for that, maybe you could find where it was. I've got some illustrations back at my place. I can show you. I got lots of books on her. And I have a theory. I have a theory that her hammer was a magic item. It was made by a guy named Quex Farwand. And it was to foil the walking castle. And it was made for her there. And I think that it's made out of mithril. And I don't know, this will sound crazy. Like a crystallized ooze as the hammer. Because...
Like ooze
But,
as the aliens, the
bug.
species.
He says that.
Yeah, like because it not only does it destroy the castle, like it's called castle because like the force of it, but also it sort of dissolves, some people say.
Oh,
That
it's
it like
got
could
acid in
eat the rock. And people say she talked to it. So at least it was intelligent. I mean, there are other intelligent magic items that you can talk to and stuff. But
She was a ooze all along.
she was an ooze. Oh, I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, maybe she went back to her home planet.
So if she could talk to ooze,
That's why she was too big. She was actually an ooze on top of a phoenix. And they were wearing a human costume.
that, anything's possible now.
I will say, I do know the spell locate object, but maybe it's worth finding out what
I'm
the
going to
channel
paste
looks like
into
so I can get familiar with it.
the document here a drawing I did of Doomhilda earlier in the day that he will share with you.
Oh, she's hot.
A very pointy hammer.
And she apparently had a armor that was made with a lynx on it. She came from the area that was the trireme, or just on the edge of the Queendom of Jodin. So that's why some people think she was half giant, maybe, because it's a frosty, cold area. Maybe she has some frost giant blood or something. Or she has tattoos on her that apparently gave her magical powers. The one with the bird allowed her to fly. The tattoo of the lightning and lightning cloud on the other shoulder gave her some sort of immunity to the elements. If she was buried, she was probably buried with her armor and her tiara and her hammer. The tiara apparently increased her ability to see many things, to strategize, to think and be clever. And her armor made her protected her, made her tougher, but also maybe even made her able to weather the elements like cold. Why, she's depicted as not always wearing, appropriate clothing for the winter, like she's sleeveless, right? So that's what you get from his description of her.
And the hammer that she's holding is the one that's made out of ooze.
Yeah, that purple crystal he thinks is like an ooze that's stuck in crystal form.
And the lightning tattoo she had, is that
he
the
shows you a
symbol
bunch
for
of different
something?
illustrations,
Or
and
is
some it very much looks like it, and some it does not at all. And so it's like, was the artist, a follower of Sunder, and was like, I'm going to put the holy symbol on. I'm going to make people think that she was a devout follower of this person, or was that really true? Was she a devout follower, and somebody was just copying it directly? But all of these illustrations are like, they're from different people from different places. So
also
she's
and her skin color is always depicted
like
as
a
orange?
fairly ruddy, sunburnt, outdoorsy color, and apparently her hair changes to white at some point when she fights some undead ghost army, and her hair turned white afterwards.
I'm just noticing the skin color is, but then the elven person wasn't orange in skin color either, were they? That was just their hair.
Boxy did this.
Trying
Boxy
to connect dots that don't
recognize.
exist.
I'm like, Boxy, you're an ooze. I look at the cat.
Your cat's an ooze?
Yes.
What?
Long story. Well, not worth getting into.
Do you recognize this ooze? No.
I've heard of oozes. There are some that look like people, and then they lure people back to their lairs as sort of like a doppelganger. But I mean, I didn't know they could walk around and look like a cat. It's very weird.
They could look like all sorts of things. You have no idea.
Yeah, it could look like Doomhilda, apparently.
Yeah. Very possible.
I mean, that would explain how she could talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is all good information.
Yeah.
So
And he's
I'm
like,
assuming he's taken us back to his house now to like collect all these things.
Like, if you have a way to connect with that hammer, or maybe the tiara, or the breastplate, any of those things, to visualize those, to like, there's like wands that can detect minerals, so maybe you could look for mithril. I mean, worst case scenario, you find some valuable mithril.
Yeah, I guess we don't know how to find things.
Yeah, well, Swell said he had a locate object spell.
Oh, you do.
Yeah, I have a spell, but like it only works like up to a certain range. Like that range is pretty far, but
Well, we can go closer to the.
it might
in
still
the
be
cave,
outside that
you
range.
can-
Why don't you just do it here and see what pings, and then if nothing, we'll try it. We'll go deeper into the cabin.
I need to be familiar with it, so I need to study these pictures
Let's
so I
do
can
a studying
get
montage.
more acquainted with
Dun,
items.
dun, dun,
And it sounds like
Yeah.
the three things are like the tiara, the hammer, and her armor. So I could
most
try and
interested in the
focus in on
hammer,
them,
as far as
or one of
most
them.
useful to our purpose.
I feel
Let me help you out
That's
here.
the thing we
and he
need.
takes a flower, a metallic flower from his bouquet of metallic flowers. His house is like full of like strange fashion, like our decorative choices. like zebra print curtains and that like on a purple background and metallic flowers. And he's like, this is actually a gift from Zunk. And then he waves it over the page and then goes like that and he projects it and it's like a hologram of the page there. It can hold up to like 10 things, so and then he shows you like the little buttons on it. It's like, it's from Zunk, and if you're trying to save Zunk, then you should totally have it, buddy. No problem, my crispy.
Well, thank you. Thanks. All right. So yeah, I'll. Is there if there's other like images of the items or and her wearing them, I'll get like copies of them and then kind of put them up in the air and then maybe spend like 10 minutes like trying to like study each of the images to see like what are like the similarities between them. Like, are they all drawn the same? Are they all like slightly different?
It's always sort of pointy on the end. Some people it's more organic shaped. Sometimes it's more like just completely triangular. The hammer sometimes like is connected through that more organic shape, and sometimes it looks more like right angles. Sometimes it's more golden. Sometimes it's more silver. The handle. Sometimes it's wrapped in leather. Sometimes it's not. But purple crystal, metallic thing holding it.
I'll focus mainly on the things that I think are like similar between them. So a purple crystal warhammer. Try to visualize that in my mind, and hopefully that if I'm going to be familiar enough with it, and then same with like the breastplate as well, because I'll try all three things in succession. I didn't prepare the spell today, but I can. It's a ritual. Oh wait, no, is it?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's
No,
possibly in the town.
I'll have to do it tomorrow.
I haven't seen it. It would be weird if you left and it came all the way back and found it was where the first place it started. Yep.
What's the radius on the spell?
I mean, stranger things have happened.
Okay,
Far.
It's 1,000 feet.
yeah.
It's not
Which
that
isn't
bad
that
if you
far
get
in
to
the
the
scheme
point
of
where
things.
you're in the bugmobile and you're traveling quickly and through open air. So if you're in the chasm and you're whipping around, you could cover that ground pretty quickly. But while you're going more carefully through the passageways to get down to there, it would be harder to be. You wouldn't get as many pings because you'd be going much slower. Yeah, I thought was the idea was you're going to take the
bugmobile down with us.
down into like go down the regular pathways that you would take to get to all these different towns to as a safe way to get to the because
Oh, I thought we hadn't. Sorry, this is probably just me being
No,
confused.
that's
I thought we were going to leave the
is.
bugmobile
yeah,
here and then
it's pretty
travel
far
down
away.
foot.
The idea was like you could try to end up someplace closer to the dark chasm, and you said no, let's go further away from it to go and get a map to it and any extra information we could get by visiting Zunk's old stuff. No worries. It's been many weeks of stuff. I thought you'd already left town, but we got caught up in robbing your old master and having food and making food, so it's all good. D&D, Priscilla said this the other week, is D&D always takes longer than you think it's going to take. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I enjoy these side things.
Why anyone would be interested in perhaps sabotaging a ride or some of the metalworks here? Like, what are the fair rides that is under construction?
Well, what? Yeah. So why would
Nothing
somebody?
leaps to mind.
Why would somebody be I guess if somebody wanted to mess with the financials of the city, like they wanted to, either move in and prove themselves better. I don't know.
Thank you.
But yeah, is there anything else you guys want to do before we call it a night? And next week you guys
Can
will.
we make sure that we get the maps that this guy had?
Yes.
Yeah.
The one thing that we came to this town to do.
And you have the flower, which can copy some of the maps for you, right?
Nice. All right. Great.
What was I going to say? And I will say that you cast the locate object spell and wander around town for a while, and you don't get any pings. I just wanted to cover that this week so that next week we can
Yeah, I didn't think I would.
start off with you guys
But
probably getting in the bugmobile and heading out.
Yep. Sounds good.
I will prep for that. I would like to say that I really enjoyed Boya's drawing of all the gems. That was so,
Very lovingly done.
yeah. I wanted to eat it. You had a wonderful color choice for all of your gems there. It was great.
Yeah, it was fun to try.
Anybody else have a favorite thing from the day, whether it's a drawing or character moment or...
It's a really bad baking.
Well,
Both
I
of our
like
blue people did.
the cat boxy.
I'll have to give it.
Your ooze is evolving.
Bug is confused. Like, box, I need a new name. This doesn't make sense anymore.
I'm imagining that
Cat
you're
name
next to
Boxy.
like, oh, I know. I've been thinking about it for weeks and I got the perfect name. Catty.
Not just Kitty.
Nope.
Catty.
No, because it's full grown.
Caxi.
Chonky.
Kitty Ride.
Yeah, I like your drawing of that guy earlier. Is that him? I like his outfit.
Yeah, his ridiculous outfit. Where was he? Here. Him. It's from another week. Oh, that's from last week too. I don't know where it went. Oh well. It's not important.
Yeah, he's a interesting character.
Yeah, I keep falling out of voice with him. Eh.
He looks like Zunk's like sibling or something. Like he looks kind of similar.
Yeah, I normally don't draw goblins this way, but I based him off of your goblin, off of your drawing of Zunk. So I'm like, that's how goblins look? Sure, let's go with it. Let's do
They
it.
grew up together.
Yeah, I think they've been friends for a long time.
Yeah, it's cute.
And I'm impressed that Priscilla is, I think it's Priscilla, I'm assuming, is doing the perspective. Who drew the tables?
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
And my inability to draw straight lines. I'm so used to using like the Photoshop ruler and tricks and stuff. So
yeah, right? Like I need that that tool to draw straight. Otherwise, I
Yeah,
can't.
well, thank you everyone for joining us. Have a wonderful week, and may all your marks be magical. Good night, everyone.
I
good night.